First opened in 1957. Welcome inside what's still one of the great stadiums of the NFL. Legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, home of the Packers. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. On the Lions sideline, a look at their head coach. On the other side, Matt LaFleur in his 7th season now as the head coach in Green Bay. The address is 1265 Lombardi Avenue. The place is known as Titletown. Welcome inside legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. On the Lions sideline, a look at their head coach. On the other side is Matt LaFleur in his 7th season now as the head coach in Green Bay.
Jet clock sticking off for the Lions.
So what lies in store for these teams this season? The talking's done. We're about to find out. It's week 1, and off we go on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Packers come out, and they are led by Jordan Love, who followed Aaron Rodgers after playing apprentice for a couple of seasons. And now for Love, it is his 3rd season as the Green Bay starter.
Mike, as I think that opening day over my years of playing in the NFL. It didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, all right, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There'll be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Ready, set.
In motion goes Dobbs. Now the first carry of the game for Josh Jacobs. And nothing doing there. Only back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be an early 3rd down coming up.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. From the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Set, ready.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. He's got a man. It's Dobbs. And he will go all the way. Romeo Dobbs. Touchdown, Packers. And that is the way to start a game. Not just score, but Greg, score quickly. A nice opening drive for the first 6 points.
Well, it seems like the hour spent on that opening game script was time well spent. I mean, to take the ball right down the field that quickly, right out of the gates, it's a pretty good opening drive and an early 6 points.
The score, Packers 7, Lions 7.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Khalif Raymond to return it. Wow! And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Lions come out, and they are led again by Jared Goff. Already year 10 in the league, and half of those 10 with the Lions. Remember, took the Rams to a Super Bowl as well. What a year last year, Greg. 2nd in passing yards in the NFL.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
He'll go play action with Goff. Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a first down.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. Moving outside the pocket. Catch is made by Wright. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
So this time they're trying to use the run game to attack the boundary side of the field, and the defense is really fast in their pursuit. Really nice effort there from the backside, and they're able to bring him down this time for a loss.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's Goff. Now pass deep for St. Brown. That is not the way downfield. Incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down. And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit in the field of play and continue out of bounds. So, Greg, here come the Packers and Jordan Love at quarterback and stability at the head coaching position, 11-6 last year. This division, you've got to be extra good just to be around when the weather gets really cold in January.
Absolutely. And the NFC North, you can make an argument like that. It's the best division in football. I mean, Green Bay.
Oh, a dangerous throw there is intercepted. That's the safety, Kirby Joseph. Ooh. And a good return here as he is out of bounds up at the 45.
And this is what comes when you decide to attack outside the numbers. You have to have a quarterback that's A, willing to make tough throws, and B, the arm strength to do it. He has the arm. Just think that one was a little too reckless, and they end up with a big interception.
The Lions call their first timeout. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Drops for the loss of a yard.
A nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Out of the shotgun. It's Goff. Open man downfield. It's Laporta. A 19-yard pickup there. Good for a Lions first down.
First down, Detroit.
Here's Goff. This one's complete to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Set to go now on first and 10.
Lions.
Goff to throw. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And he's close to another first down. He'll step out right at that first down marker.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screen play still in the back of their head. Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. Third and short, fourth and short, the ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
Here's Goff. This one caught at the 4. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be second and goal.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
Ball at the 3, second down, and goal. Gibbs. And that play took a little long to develop. They stopped it, but no gain at the 4.
It makes sense on second and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have third down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on third and goal.
He's got his big tight end, Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Lions.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. Now return coming from the 7. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out comes the Green Bay offense now as they get set to take over again. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. From the gun, it's Love. That's caught right side by Kraft. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Running is Jacobs. Jacobs, first down and more. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. They'll get 19 out of that play. First down, Packers.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground.
Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds. So no turnover, and it's actually going to wind up a first down. Well, a big play there, and maybe a big break, too. The ball going out of bounds so they keep possession and keep a little bit of this momentum going, Greg.
We see this across the league so much now, Mike. Defenders are getting so good at ripping that ball out. Unfortunately for them, in this case, they got the ball out, but it ended up going out of bounds.
Brings up second and 9.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's second down and 9.
Ready.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Defense.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. From the gun, here comes Jacobs. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Look like that It had been an RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like we might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
That's going to be incomplete, and it'll leave just enough time for one final play in this opening quarter.
There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
Good drive so far, but this is a big hurdle. It is 3rd and 10. He's got it at the 3. And he'll be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. We begin quarter number 2. The Packers have the football as they go to work on 1st and goal.
Drill, 52.
Hey, watch the back on the backfield.
Here we go, set.
Jacobs will score. Touchdown.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Makes the score. Packers 14, Lions 7.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Raymond now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. Greg, the NFC North has become such a fun division over the last few years. Think of the geography and the legacy. It's always been, because of the proximity, a fun division with great rivalries. But with almost all the teams playing well, save the Bears over the last few years, it's almost heightened the awareness of how good the NFC North can be.
Yeah, I think going into the season, I'd make the argument it's the best division in football. And I think when the worst team, I know they were 5-12 with the Chicago Bears, but to me, there's a lot of wins built in there. Now they bring in Ben Johnson, they continue to build around Caleb Williams. That feels like there's a lot more wins built into that 5-12 record if they just get themselves organized and get some pieces around Caleb Williams, and that's what they've done. So, yes, Detroit and Minnesota, Green Bay, they've clearly been the top 3 for the last couple of years, but if Chicago and that roster, if that's your 4th best team in your division, man, I'll tell you what, those are going to be some really competitive division games this year.
And I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the length of the franchises, but when these divisions go head-to-head, there always is a legacy feel that just is additive to the anticipation of those matchups.
Yeah, and every one of these franchises has significant history for a lot of different reasons. They have Hall of Fame players, Hall of Fame coaches. Some of the most iconic individuals in the history of the league have played for these 4 organizations over the last 50-plus years. So there's so much into it, more than just the matchup on the field in that moment, and you can feel it with how much the fan bases rally behind their team.
From the gun, it's Goff. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
First down, Detroit.
Goff to throw. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Goff Gives it to Gibbs. He'll take this down to the 47. Wayne Walker, the linebacker, on the tackle. Third, they need 8. Now, Goff. To the outside, that's St. Brown. He's going to be out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. First and 10 now from the 36.
First down, Lions.
To throw is Goff. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up second down.
And the defender does such a good job, Mike, not only putting himself in position to make the play, but how often do we see guys that are there and they just can't quite make it? In this case, he's there, knocks the ball down, really nice play.
Here's Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs, the ball carrier.
They've converted 2 third downs already on this drive. And here's 3rd and 4. Throwing, Goff. That's hot. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
And the Lions, first down.
They hand it to Gibbs. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Now it's 2nd and 1.
Super 66.
Throwing here is Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. Can they keep this drive rolling? Here is 3rd and inches. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. They'll come up here 1st and 10.
First down, Detroit.
Super 1.
To throw is gone. Open man, it's Jameson Williams. That keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down, they need 3.
Packers, 6-yard line.
Here's a handoff out of the gun, and they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with 1st and goal.
And with that run, it puts them on the doorstep of the end zone. This has been a really impressive series up until this point, Mike. I mean, so much that anything less than a touchdown kind of feels like a letdown.
Goff. Flush to his right. That one is caught beyond the pylon. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Detroit. What a start to the year. His 2nd touchdown in this opening half. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. On the return, it's Robinson. Across the 20. They'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. Josh Jacobs and the Packers offense heading back onto the field. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is
Over the middle and intercepted. That's the safety, Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to get the football at their own 40.
And these are the throws that are really holding the offense back right now, Mike. He just has to make better decisions because you're not going to win many games when you turn the ball over at this rate.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. Trying to bounce that one outside, but only to be able to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Second and 10. Now Goff. They'll try to hit him with a screen. Finding room at midfield. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And another great throw right there, Mike. And when you take a look at the numbers, they certainly don't lie. He has just been flat out terrific in this first half. His ability to spread the ball around, take what the defense has given him. They've certainly had a lot of success here early on.
On 1st down, it's Goff. Catch is made. That is Williams. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 35-yard line.
On play action, Goff. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And it'll be 3rd down. Out of the gun, he'll throw. Open man, left side, he's got it. Number 14 with a pickup of 14. And a 1st down. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
1st down.
They'll look to throw again. That is caught. What a throw. Jameson Williams. Touchdown, Lions. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, it's Robinson. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Packers offense going to take over just before the half. 21-14. And they'll begin 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down at the 27-yard line.
In motion, Reed. Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hanson for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Mike, thanks.
And no rest for the weary. Let's get right back to it. Quarter number 3 set to begin. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. Now an opening past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Jahmyr Gibbs and the Detroit offense set to take over again. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and they've made him a real weapon in the passing game. Rolling right. He's going to keep it himself. And he's going to be out of bounds right around midfield. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. He's got Laporta open on the left side. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
That one hauled in. It's complete. He's going to have the first down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. On the handoff, this is Gibbs. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. And fortunately, one of the Lions in there to get on it, and Detroit keeps possession. After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Here's Goff. That's deep for the back of the end zone. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Jameson Williams. Touchdown, Detroit. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved his defense up.
And before the try, remember, it is a touchdown. All scoring plays are reviewed, so replay will confirm this one before we do anything else. So, Wolf, a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board.
Makes the score Lions 48, Packers 14. Jim Fox picking off for the Lions.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Packers offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. So, Greg, you start to think about, okay, who are the teams that didn't make the playoffs last year that have a chance this year? Look, it happens every year. We just have to identify who they are. Who are a couple top of mind for you as we start 2025 here?
You know, as I start in the AFC, I think the Cincinnati Bengals. And you got to think the way they're...
Josh Jacobs inside the 20. And he's going to go all the way. An electrifying run. 75 yards. Touchdown, Green Bay. drive, he takes it all the way to the house. I don't know what they were talking about on the last series, but they've come out on this series, Greg, with the right answer for the touchdown.
And, Mike, the reason a lot of teams start off drives with the run plays to allow themselves to operate ahead of the chains. Well, not this guy. He found the alley, he took it, and he's off to the races for 6.
Makes the score Lions 28, Packers 21.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Raymond now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. Here's a handoff to Gibbs. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And that one just too long to get going. They'll come up, stop him before the lineman can get out to lead the way.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive linemen to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all 3 levels played disciplined, good football with good vision. That's why they're able to stop him for no gain.
Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. He has been busy. 9 receptions on the game, and that one a first down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball. Well, the best screenplays, of course, you want the offensive lineman out in front of the running back. They act as his escort, his lead blockers. But what you can't afford is for the defenders to be in the backfield and get to the running back, because those offensive linemen, they can't help him at all.
On 2nd down, Goff. Looking for his tight end there, but let him too far. It's an incompletion. 3rd and a long way to go. Goff to throw. They'll look to set up the screen here. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. That's going to bring up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks.
On 4th down, Goff. He's got a man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Lions first down. As this defense a little too loose there, giving up 19 yards on 4th down. Off the play fake, here's Goff. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line. 1st and 10.
First down, Lions.
Goff going to get this out to St. Brown. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd down, they need 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the gun, it's Goff. And he's into the end zone yet again. Jameson Williams. Touchdown, Lions. What a start to the season. It's a 3-touchdown week number 1. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His third touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man, they're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having the day.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Josh Jacobs and the Packers offense heading back onto the field. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams. But I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run. He can still make every catch. He can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing by the Rams.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have to inspire Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
Yellow, 43.
It's the tight end Kraft in motion. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. It is 3rd and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Yellow.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. And it sets up 4th down. Packers set to kick this one away. And that one not returnable, out of bounds right at the 20-yard line. The Lions offense ready to come back out for this next possession. And they have done all you could ask for. Closing in on a road victory to start the campaign as they try to finish things off here in quarter number 4.
We go tonight. By 20.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
A 2nd down throw for Goff. This one caught by Patrick. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Terrific day throwing the ball, and the numbers now show it. Over 300 yards passing in this one.
180. Rich play.
Goff to to throw on first down. To the right side, that's St. Brown. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Here's a second down and 7 from the 37.
At the 37-yard line.
To throw is gone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Fred's going to bring up a third down. Now Goff. That's caught by Gibbs. A pickup of 14 on that one. First down, Detroit.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time. Well, nothing doing here, and I think you can see pretty early on that while he's trying to remain patient and see if a hole pops, it's just too slow of a developing play. He never gets into the teeth of the defense at all and ends up being taken down for a loss.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through, and it's going to bring up a third down.
Yards to go.
Goff in the pistol. Now, deep shot for Amon-Ra. And this ball incomplete on third down. The Lions will punt this ball away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth-quarter lead. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and we'll come out to the 20-yard line. Packers offense ready for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10.
Set, ready. Yellow, punt,
It's the tight end Kraft in motion.
ready.
On first down, it's Love. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
Brings up second and 10.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete. At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
From the gun, it's Love. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. Trying to connect with Romeo Doubs that time. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take... A chance, trailing here in the fourth. They will turn it over on down. The Lions offense about ready to take over once more. They'll start in the red zone already. This drive beginning at the 20. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down. to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
From the gun, on third down, it's gone. This one caught at the 4, and he will score again. Sam Laporta, touchdown Detroit. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. So add another touchdown and touchdown pass for that matter. He has thrown 6 already in this one. Amazing stuff. Here's Bates for the extra point. And that is off the left upright. It's no good. And they are unable to tack on the extra point.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Robinson. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Packers offense getting set to get back to work. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough feeling.
Yeah, we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So in this case, though, Mike, I think you have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2. Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
Here's a 2nd and 12.
Let's go.
Back to throw is Love. Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. DJ Reader taking him down for the first sack of this new campaign.
Certainly hasn't been their best game in terms of rushing the passer, but you find yourself with a lead here in the 4th quarter. No better time for that pass rush to come alive and see if they can close this game out.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. Good hustle by the defense. They beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass.
No gain on the play. It's 4th down.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. This is caught. He's got a long way to go.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 14.
On the ground, this is Gibbs. And it doesn't appear that he got to that 1st down marker. They'll only give him a yard, so it'll set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of a yard.
this one up on the ground. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got first and goal coming up.
And this is just a defeated defense at this point in the game, Mike. It's been like this all day long. They just have not been able to get the stops when they've needed them. Here's another chance on third down, and they just can't make a play.
They've got it at the 8. First down and goal. Here's Gibbs. And he will not be able to turn upfield. He'll drop him behind the line.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on second and goal?
Goff just going to tack this one forward. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
So last two plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. To throw is Goff. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. So that will tie the NFL record that has stood for more than 70 years. 7 touchdown passes in one game. First done by Sid Luckman with the Bears in 1943. And then Adrian Burke of the Eagles in 1954. We've waited a long time. Now they have company. Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. On the return, it's Robinson. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. Out comes the Green Bay offense now as they get set to take over again. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down.
Green. Check right.
Now Love. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete. Jaden Reed was the intended target. It's second down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense, because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Third and 2. Here we go. To throw is Love. And will be brought down there. And that'll put a wrap on this one. Time has expired in this fourth quarter. So a win for the visitors, the Lions. They move to 1-0 as they earn this victory in the division, no less, here in Week 1. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody. brings us to downtown Detroit and Ford Field, the home of the Lions. Coming up, we've got a good one in store. It's the Chicago Bears.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The punter, Jack Fox, handling the kickoffs. And off we go from Ford Field. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. He'll get across the 20, talking down at the 23-yard line. So here come the Bears and their quarterback for the second straight year. Number 1 pick of the 2024 draft, it's Caleb Williams.
The biggest takeaway coming off last week's loss is he just needs to make a bigger impact overall. He certainly wasn't bad. I mean, no interceptions, protected the ball. But he needs to do more. He needs to kind of let it loose and take some more shots downfield and maybe throw into some tighter windows. For his team to win, this offense needs to be better, and at the front of that is the play of the quarterback. I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
They'll run it for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And nothing doing there. Only back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be an early third down coming up.
Loss of a yard on the play. And it's third down.
On third down, it's Williams from the gun. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think it's a smart play, especially this early in the game. I don't think you want to start forcing throws, take any unnecessary risks, allow your team to get settled in, don't have any sudden change turnovers. So I think in the end there, he made the right move.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. So the Lions come out, and they are led again by Jared Goff. Already year 10 in the league, and half of those 10 with the Lions. Remember, took the Rams to a Super Bowl as well. What a year last year, Greg. Second in passing yards in the NFL.
You know, Mike, at this level, you just very rarely see the type of performance.
Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him. Montez Sweat. He gets into drop him for his first sack of the young season. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. The RPO, it's caught by St. Brown. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard. Sets up third down.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game? They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up, and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
The Bears offense ready to possess the football for the second time. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. You play a tight game and lose. It kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into two, one bad play to turn into two. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
Backs to the tight end, Lovely. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. On third down, it's Williams. And they're going to get to him and get him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Here's Tory Taylor now. The punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. And this will not be returnable. This kick will go out of bounds. The Lions offense ready for their second possession. So, Greg, the home opener after winning on the road, I know you've said it a bunch, there's a different satisfaction for a team to go on the road and get a win. So it's got to feel good to start your home season at 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves to play week 1 at home. Your fans are into it. The hope and the optimism of the season is at an all-time high, but it doesn't always go that way. So they go on the road and they get a win. So now expectations coming back to your home field, your home crowd. Now everyone's really juiced up. So this is going to be a great environment, a great week 2 opportunity for them to not only start 2-0, but to get to 1-0 at home.
It is third and long.
Stephon Gilmore.
Out of the shotgun. It's Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that'll set up 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and it looks like they're going to get off the field.
So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They start with outstanding field position, trying to get the first points of this game. It'll be 1st and 10. They will run it over center with Swift. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Aleem McNeil in there to bring him down. And that's his first sack of the year.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
He'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. Going to bring up 4th down.
Mike, I can tell you firsthand, when you take the field on your opponent's side of the 50, there's a lot of optimism and hope that this is going to be a touchdown scoring drive. So nice job here by the defense, holding strong and defending this short field. And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
The Lions offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. On the ground to start it, they give it to Gibbs. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
That's going to wind up incomplete, but a penalty flag is down on the play. Let's see what that's all about. You only get a 1-yard buffer from the line of scrimmage for these old linemen. That time he strayed a little too far, and it draws the flag. Throwing on 2nd down. Goff. And as he threw it, the pass is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Goff. Pushed out to his right. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up 4th down. Duvernay to return. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. That's where the offense will take over. The Bears offense ready to take over once again. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Williams. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by D.J. Reed.
Williams pass. Intercepted.
This is really becoming a key element to playing quarterback in the NFL, Mike. The ability to play off script and use your legs to extend the play. I think in this case, he either needs to tuck that ball down and become a runner, or he just simply needs to throw that ball away.
Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. A throw left side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing, Goff. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And that is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way. I think he was trying to bend that one in, Mike. He wanted to look like you off the old tee box, right to left draw. But instead, he just kind of hung it out there, and he ends up missing it wide right.
The tight end, Komet, is on the move. A play fake. Now Williams. The blitz overwhelms the offensive line, and down he goes. Jack Campbell getting in there to bring him down. His 1st sack of the season. The RPO, that one is complete. Well, they'll get some of the sack yards back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, it's Williams. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I can guarantee you that interception he threw on the previous drive, that's still in the back of his mind. You got to know when to take a chance, and you got to know when to just throw the ball away and live for the next down.
Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Goff.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
On 2nd down, Goff. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
3rd and 19.
For whatever reason, when the ball was in the air, Mike, it seemed to me like he was almost having a little trouble tracking it. I'm not sure if that's what allowed the defender to catch back up, but ultimately it was the contact at the catch point that causes the incomplete, and now he's going to bring up third and real long.
And that is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring fourth down right in the face.
And that's going to bounce out of bounds, giving them a short field to work with here.
44-yard line.
On first down, it's Swift. He'll try to get back to the line, but it will not happen. Going to lose a yard. So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. 0-0 is the score. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. Bears in possession here to start the second quarter. They've got it second down and 12 to go. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's clear whatever they were trying to set up was not going to work. He went through his entire progression, had nobody to throw the ball to, and just kind of surrenders the play and throws it away.
Throwing is Williams. We'll try to set up the screen here to Swift. That screen goes to 12. And that's a first down.
DeAndre Swift. A gain of 12. First down, Chicago.
Out of the shotgun, it's a give to Swift. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning first and second down. Because if not, you find yourself the entire game in third and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
It's a loss.
Third and 10.
And it's third down.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big third down pickup for a first down.
Chicago.
They'll run with Swift. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's second and goal.
Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
That one is caught in the back of the end zone. DJ Moore. Touchdown. And, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed. So replay's going to take a look at this one and make sure it is good for 6. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board.
The kick is good. Makes the score Bears 7. Lions, nothing.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Raymond now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Lions offense back onto the field for their next possession. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the Passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7 in all outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags. They'll also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Montez Sweat is able to get to the quarterback for the second time here in this first half.
Brings up third down.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Listen.
From the gun, it's Goff. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
The offense just couldn't seem to get anything going that drive. They knew they had a long way to go, taking over possession that deep in their own territory. You want to pick up that first down and see if you can capitalize some momentum. Instead, the errant throw brings up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt it away.
It's a very short kick. Their catch is taken, and they're going to have unbelievable starting field position. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. He'll get it inside the 20. He is out of bounds. They have worked it inside the 15. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Give up the middle with Swift. And he finds some space. Tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 2. Another run here. Another run by Swift. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7. 3rd and 5.
Back at the 7-yard line.
Here's Williams. And he's going to be dropped. They get to him back at the 15-yard line.
Having a dominant pass rush so often translates to wins. But that's hardly been the case here, Mike, and they're able to add another sack to their total before half, and that's great. But somehow they still find themselves trailing, and that's the only thing that matters.
He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Bears will extend to a 10-0 lead. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it 1st down. Now Swift. He slowed up quickly as he gets this down to the 6.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Forced to his right. Good blocking, and he's in. Caleb Williams. Touchdown, Chicago. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Santos, good on the extra point. And the Bears move out on top, 14-0. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. This will be returned from the 6. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Lions offense ready to get back to work. Well, Craig, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. And Cam Ward goes #1, and then obviously Shore and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, Mike, I think you look at Ashton Jeanty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, a Heisman winner, Colorado, great play both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold when he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. So if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
That's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Williams to throw on 2nd down. Back of the end zone. He's got it. Luther Burden. Touchdown Bears. For Burden, that is his first touchdown in the NFL. Santos good on the extra point. And the Bears will take themselves to a 21-0 lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Raymond now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Lions offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down.
Break the trumpet off, step, and break you off something soon. I got to get my props. Cops come and try to snatch these pics when I'm on my house down.
We go. 180. DC. What's that?
Goff to throw. That'll be caught. It's Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
13 yards on
The
the play.
Lions call their first time out as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Like 20. Super one. Hey, kill. Like
On 1st and 10, here's Goff. He's got Laporta open on the left side. Now Detroit's going to use their second timeout. They'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go until halftime.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Here comes 2nd and 4.
46-yard line.
He goes tonight. 180. Merlin.
Now Goff forced out to his right. He'll let this one go long for Williams.
It was clear from the jump, Mike, that he wanted to take a shot downfield, bought himself a little extra time by moving the launch point. Ball just kind of sailed on him a little bit and ends up falling harmlessly out of bounds.
They go 5 receivers for 3rd down and 4.
Like 20. 17. 17. Turbo.
To throw is gone. He's going to try it here again. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is fourth down.
Cut. Like 20. We go. 76. 76.
They'll go for it. Here's Goff. He's going to look downfield once again. This one's incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. Here's Williams on 1st and 10. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. And the offense will elect to burn a timeout. 5 seconds remaining in this second quarter. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. Here's a handoff to Swift. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly, and here comes 3rd down.
Okay, Mike.
And apparently we'll forget about that for the moment and turn our attention to quarter number 3. Let's go. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Raymond now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Lions offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Off-balance throw. It's complete. He'll be out of bounds. Decent pickup of 5 on 1st down. From the 33, here's 2nd and 4. Goff gives it to Gibbs. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Jermaine Edmonds there to make the play.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
He's going to have a Lions first down by a couple of yards. Give him 4 yards. It was 3rd and 2 as they convert.
And it looked at first like that opening was going to close up on him, didn't it, Mike? I mean, really nice job there by the back. Patient and quickness, kind of all at the same time to find that hole. And he's able to get through to keep this drive alive.
Goff to throw on 1st down. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Like 20. 12.
He'll send it downfield for Laporta. And that is incomplete.
So I don't hate the decision, Mike, but it just feels like it put a little too much air on that ball. It just took that ball way too much time to get to the open receiver. And when you hang a ball that long, the defenders at this level are just going to break and attack on that ball. And he's lucky that didn't end up going back the other direction.
After back-to-back incompletions, they now face 3rd down and 10.
180. Go, 12. Go.
Goff to throw. Again, working deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
And another wasted drive here, Mike, and they start to add up. And coming out of halftime, you would think that they would make some adjustments to try to get some points on the scoreboard, but so far, looks like much of the same.
On fourth down, Goff. He's going to dial up another deep ball. And that is not going to work. It is incomplete. They go for it on fourth and wind up turning it over on down. Off play action. Here's Williams. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line. So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. To throw, it's Williams. Cross right side to the tight end, Kmet. And he's in. Cole Kmet. Touchdown, Chicago. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. Santos good on the extra point. And the Bears are able to extend the advantage to 28-0. So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. Raymond now to return it. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Throwing, Goff. That's right side and brought in by Williams. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Brings up 2nd down.
From the 31, here is 2nd and 3. They hand it to Gibbs. And the struggle continues. He drops behind the line again.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
Going left side, and it's taken in by Williams.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. Really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. The screen worked for 10 yards and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 4. Here's Goff. Back to the big tight end, Laporta. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
A gain of 26 yards.
Here's 1st and 10.
That's another Lions.
Now, Goff. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And they'll get about half what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the Bears' 18-yard line.
To throw is Goff. Forced out wide. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down. Montez Sweat. He works his way in and a big milestone sack. Number 50 in his career.
Like 20. Ric Flair.
From the gun, on 3rd down, it's gone. That's caught. Left side, it's complete. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
That's another Detroit Lions 1st down. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
They'll tap this one forward to St. Brown. And he'll take this one in. Amon-Ra St.
been shut out in the first half. It has to feel good for this offense, Mike, to just get on the board, get something going. Now the question we have to ask is there enough time to come all the way back?
Yeah, just some belief, right, Greg? Just let's watch these guys on the next few drives. Did that give them a little belief that they can stay in this game? Best way to start with that score. Duvernay on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bears offense ready to get back at it. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. On 1st and 10, it's Williams. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They'll have the first down. It's a gain of 28.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll go play action here with Williams. Gonna look deep, looking for more. And he's into the end zone. And they are making it look easy. DJ Moore. Touchdown, Bears. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Makes the score Bears 31.
A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turns it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
The Lions offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10.
180. Whoa.
From the gun, it's Goff. A throw complete to Tim Patrick. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
25 yards on the play. That's good for a Lions.
On 1st down, it's Goff. He'll get this to his tight end, Laporta. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of
6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a 1st down.
Lions, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Goff's going to throw here on 1st and 10. Out to his right, into the hands of Brock Wright. They'll look to pick up the pace. Off the play fake, here's Goff. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
Even when it seems like they're putting a nice drive together, Mike, they just can't seem to escape this pass rush. It has been relentless all game long, and they get him here again.
Oh, falling away. What a throw. He drops it in there.
A gain of 19.
So these two teams take the long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. All resting on the 9. 1st down and goal.
Here we go. Whirling. 180.
Throwing here is Goff. He'll be forced outright. That is caught back corner of the end zone. Amon-Ra, safe grab. Touchdown, Lions. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. This will pay off with a touchdown, right?
Mike, you can chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down with fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Duvernay on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Bears offense ready to take over possession of the football. And they have definitely righted some wrongs after the loss in the opener. They have the lead here, and they start this possession 1st and 10. Now they'll pitch it out here. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring them down for a big loss. Another run here with Johnson. And he'll pick his way forward. A gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down.
By Jack Campbell. 5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down mark.
Taylor in punt formation for the Bears.
To return is Williams. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Lions offense ready to take over once more. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. Quick slant caught by St. Brown. He's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
A 9-yard pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 43-yard line.
On 2nd down, Goff. Flush to his right. He'll let this one go long for Williams. And he'll be out of bounds, but down around the 15-yard line. It is a huge play for Detroit. 41 yards.
1st down. 1st and 10.
Off to throw on 1st down. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start. And they lost some yards on the play.
2nd down.
Lost 1 on the last play. So now it's 2nd and 11. On the run to the right. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be irrelevant.
And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the 1st down.
4th down.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. They'll go for it. Here's Goff. That is caught. And he's going to have the Lions 1st down on a big play there. A gain of 14 on 4th and 10.
That's good for a Lions 1st down.
Gibbs is in for a Lions touchdown. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a 2-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
Jack Fox to kick off.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Duvernay on the return. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin then. Bears offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. 2nd and 11.
2nd down at the 24-yard line.
things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
Loss on the play brings up second down.
A second down throw for Goff. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. So that helps. It's going to be a much more manageable third down, getting some good yardage on that second down play.
It's now third down.
17.
Having the shotgun. It's Goff. That one on target to Williams. He's got it.
Critical third down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the fourth quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
A big loss on the play brings up second down.
Throwing on second down. Goff. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Kyler Gordon. And the Bears are going to get it back here just past the 35.
I think this is one of those interceptions, Mike, that when the ball left his hand, he simply just didn't even see the corner. And now they're playing what they call cover three. So that corner, he's responsible for the deep outside third of the field. And he's just playing it.
And he will score. This one, a win for the visiting Bears. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.